I look and they span back and came back into the parking lot. I'm like, we're cooked. I'm like, we're cooked. Trying to have me packed over a man is absolutely diabolical.
Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really know you.
Hey y'all, it's me, your girl Kiara. We're back again with another video. I think this video might cause a little controversy. This video might be a little messy, and I think this is one of my most anticipated story times of my whole life. I'm pretty much going to be telling you guys how this girl tried to set me up over a guy. I'm going to be doing my makeup during this video, but we're not focused too much on the makeup. The focus is on the story time. I just want to be able to do something while I'm telling the story because, you know me, I have the attention span of a squirrel and I will get off track. So, also, if I might miss a few things in this story because this did happen like 5 or 6 years ago, but it was pretty much the most traumatizing 2 years of my life, and this is also going to be long because this whole situation was over a span of like 2 years. Also, ignore the fact that I look crazy. I just washed my face for it to be prepped for me to do my makeup, so yeah, I think you guys are going to enjoy this. And anybody, I'm not going to drop any names. We're going to use code names. We'll figure that out in like 2 minutes. But if you're in this story and I mention you, cry about it. Honestly, cry about it. Maybe you shouldn't have did it. Maybe you wouldn't be on a story time on YouTube. Oh, I don't even know where to start with this. I really don't even know where to start. Okay, I'll give you guys the setting, the situation first, okay? Most of these situations that I'm going to talk about happened in high school from when I was in grade 11 to grade 12. So those are the 2 years where these situations occurred, was grade 11, grade 12. So I was 16 and 17 years old. All this initially started because I was dating a guy. When I was in like grade 10, I was dating a guy. And you guys have heard a story about this same guy on this channel before. So this guy has spent most of my life putting me in traumatizing situations, but that's besides the point. We're getting off track. So I was dating this guy in grade 10. We had broken up and he got a new girlfriend. He randomly texted me and was like, oh, hey, like, I need your help, da-da-da-da. Like, I'm dating this girl and I don't really like her, but I keep trying to break up with her and it's not like she's just not having it, so I need your help. I'm like, okay, how do you want me to help you with that? Can you help me make up fake messages where it looks like me and you have been talking and that I'm cheating on her and whatever? I'm like, all right. I'm like, sure, whatever, cool. So we were talking on Snapchat at the time and we were just making it look like we were together. We were like, oh, like, I miss you, like, last night was so fun, blah 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 blah, that kind of stuff, right? And then she's seen the messages, and which was the purpose. She was meant to see the message so that she would break up with him because she would think that he was cheating on her. That's how bad it had gotten in their relationship. That had nothing to do with me. So she had ended up texting me something I don't remember. I think she had asked me, oh, are you with him, da 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 da, and I was like, yeah, for sure, like, you know, me and him mess around from here and there. There was no messing around happening. I didn't lose my virginity until I was out of high school. Like, there was no messing around happening. And then some time went on, I think maybe like a few months. This girl transferred to our school. She didn't go to our school in the beginning. Never knew who this girl was. She transferred to our high school during second semester. So first day she was there, she already had got cussed off. I think one of my friends had cussed her because she came and she was sitting at our table. So, like, you know how high schools go, there's like a hierarchy, like, you know, this certain group has this table, this group has this table, blase blase. And that's kind of how our high school was as well. So, like, our friend group was one of like the kind of popular groups in our grade, so that was our table. Like, everyone knew that was our table, and the other table was for the guys. Everyone knew that. So she came. Clearly she didn't know that because she was new to the school, but she came, she sat on our table. My friend cussed her for sitting at our table, told her to get the fuck up. So that had happened. That was the first altercation we had with her. Matter of fact, I forgot to do the code names, so we're gonna do the code names right now. So for the main girl in this story, we're gonna call her Topper. You're gonna find out why we call her Topper in just a little bit. And then the guy, we're gonna call him, what was he last time? I think I named him Car Guy in the last story time. He's gonna be Car Guy today. So, and then people that I've had on the channel, I'm just gonna say their name, like they don't care, like TK and stuff like that. TK had some involvement in this too, so that's just that. So that was the first altercation we had with her. My friend cussed her off, not TK, but my other friend cussed her off, told her to get up off the table, blah blah blah. And then a few days go by, me, TK, and Car Guy, and our other friend, I'm gonna call him Twin. So me, TK, Car Guy, and Twin, we were all sitting at their table. We were sitting, or actually they were sitting, we were standing, and we were just talking to each other, whatever. And Topper comes into the cafeteria, and she's all hyped up, doing too much. All hyped up, doing too much. Literally, she splits our group. She literally walks right in between us while we're standing there talking, and she goes straight to Car Guy. And mind you, Car Guy is sitting directly in front of me. So she's like, oh, I need to talk to you. Da, 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 da. I heard you been saying stuff about me, but I need to talk to you. She doesn't talk like that. That's the voice I'm doing. And he's like, girl, like, he's like, bro, I've been told you to leave me alone. I don't want you. Stop talking to me. Like, I don't, like, leave me the fuck alone. Now, mind you, during this whole situation, me and this guy are kind of like rekindling our relationship that we had going on. Yeah, it was just a really techie situation. He was like, oh, like, I don't want you, like, you need to leave me alone. I've been asking you to leave me alone, da 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 da, like, it's getting to be too much, like, you know, it gets to a point. So she was not taking that as an answer. And then, you know, TK, back in the day, me and TK used to be on hots. Me and TK, we wanted all the smoke with everybody at that age. So yeah, TK started cussing her. I didn't even have to say anything that day. Like, TK had it handled. I was like, you know what, you go, girl, you go. And plus, like, at the same time, as much as me and TK were like, yeah, we wanted the smoke, we were never looking for the smoke. Like, it never gave that, like, it never gave starting problems for no reason. It gave, if the smoke came to us, we were gonna handle that. TK had to pipe up on that one, and she was getting, like, TK was getting mad at her. She's like, bro, the man said leave him alone. Like, I don't know what you're not understanding. And mind you, TK didn't even like bro. TK hated bro with all her guts. So the fact that she was even defending bro, I was like, damn, like, that's how you know TK is like really getting tired of this girl. TK cussed her and whatever, and then the girl left the calf, and that was that for that situation. Now, I would say maybe a week or two later, Car Guy texts me, and he's like, oh, Topper is talking crap about you. I'm like, bro, what's new? This girl's always talking crap about me. But usually when she talks crap about me, it's her saying like, oh, this girl's trying to take my man, she wants my man, da 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 da. And one thing about me, it never gave fight over a man. It never gave fight over a man. It will never be me. I'm sorry, I will just never fight over a man. I just simply cannot do it. She had been talking crap about me from prior, but the only thing she kept saying was, oh, she wants to take my man. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna go press her, because then it's gonna look like, oh, I'm pressing her because of a man. And I'm like, it's never gonna give that. So I said, as soon as she says something about me personally, like if she says, oh, she looks like this, she does this, da da da, I'm on that ass. So that's what she did. Apparently, Car Guy was on a three-way call with Topper and Car Guy's cousin, but Topper didn't know that he was on the call with them, and she was talking bare, oh, Kiara's a fat bitch, and da 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 da, and she's trying to take my man, blah blah blah. I said, now you done fucked. Now you fucked. Because, okay, you saying I want to take your man, cool. First of all, he wasn't your man in the first place, but that's besides the point. He was never gonna be yours. But you then saying, oh, she's a fat bitch and all this other stuff, now I can come for you, because now you're targeting me purposely. Now I can get on that ass. So the next day comes, and we're in the cafeteria. I'm with me, all my friends, and I see her walking past. I said, I'm having her up. So I see her, and I'm like, yo, literally in the cafe, I'm like, yo. She stops, and she's with one of her friends, and I'm like, okay, so what is it? I heard you were running your mouth. So what's the word? What are we doing? Like, I heard you were running your mouth. And she's like, oh, no, I wasn't. I never said that. Da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, you realize bro was on the call and he heard you say it. Mind you, at this point, he could have been playing both of us. He could have really just wanted to see a fight, and he was doing that because he never showed me no evidence and nothing like that. So at that point, I was very impressionable in my life, and I just took what he said for truth. So she's like, oh, I never said that, da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, bet that. Car Guy was also in the caf. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna call him over. I look over, I'm like, yo. in the middle of the, bro, I don't care. One thing about me, when I'm mad, I don't care who's watching, what's going on. I really don't. There's actually no part of my body that could care less. I actually don't care. I'm like, yo, come over here. He comes over to where we are and we're all standing. My friend M, she was also there, and she was literally sitting beside me with her phone waiting, like, to show people receipts, like show that she's talking crap and stuff about that, right? I'm literally gonna post that picture right here because that's one of the most iconic pictures of my life. And she's like, oh, I never said anything of that. And I said, I called him over, he came over, and I said, listen, one of you guys is lying to me and you guys better figure it out now before I punch both of you guys in your mouth. Because at this point, you guys are starting to irritate me. Because I'm hearing this and that and this and that and that and this, and nothing's correlating. So y'all better straighten out your story before things start going left. He's like, he looks at her, he's like, oh, you didn't say that, you're really gonna lie right now, da da da. She's talking about, oh, that was a private conversation between me and so, and da 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 da, I didn't know you were on the call. So you did say it. So you did say it. So you did. Because it doesn't matter if he's on the call. Why are you running your mouth? Why are you running your mouth? So I'm like, all right, bet that. So I said to her, I said, listen, if I hear my name come out your mouth again, I'm going to hit you. That was it. I said, I'm going to hit you. And that's going to be that. And she ended up walking away from me. She went straight to the office and told all the principals that I was threatening her. So they called me to the office. I went into this little meeting room. All the principals are there. She's in there. Guidance counselors in there. Whole nine. So they're like, oh, Kiara, like, this girl's saying she fears for her life and how you were saying you were gonna beat her up after school. Where the did she get that from? I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean I'm gonna beat her up after school? I said, miss, and mind you, I'm very, like, as blunt as I am right now, I was blunt like that as a child. Like, I was like, miss, you know me. If I really wanted to beat her up, I would have beat her up 15 minutes ago when I held her up in the calf. I would have beat her up then. Why would I wait until after school when all the principals are supervising the hallways? Why would I wait until then? I would have just beat her up on site right there. So the principal's like, oh, yeah, well, you know, like, you guys shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff and blah, 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 blah. And I said, miss, mind you, I had went to the principals before this, I had went to the principals before and told them, yo, she's going to be a problem. And they didn't want to listen to me. So I told them, I said, listen, if you guys don't deal with it, it's going to end up getting dealt with by me or one of my friends or somebody else. So deal with it. And they didn't want to deal with it. So yeah, this girl's talking about some, oh, like, she's threatening me and blah, 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 blah. I said, girl, I'm not threatening you. If I really wanted to beat your ass at that point in time, your ass would have been beat. Like, that's just what it was. She starts talking about, the guidance counselors and them, they're asking, oh, why do you guys have problems? Da, da, da. She goes, oh, well, there's this guy and da, 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 da. I said, pause there. I said, the beef was never over the guy. If you want the guy, if you can have the guy, he's yours, babe. He's yours. I don't care. I was like, the problem is that you keep talking about me. You're talking garbage about me on my name. That's my problem. I don't care about the man. He's yours. She then goes on to say, she's like, oh, he's not telling you the whole truth. And da, da, da. I said, what do you mean he's not telling me the whole truth? So tell me the whole truth. So tell me it then. So tell me it. Let me know what's going on. Let me know the real. So she's like, oh, he's dating somebody. He has another girlfriend. Her name is Blase Blase. Now, if you guys are a real subscriber of the channel, you know that I've had a story time involving this Blase Blase girl before, and her code name in the last video was Car Girl. This was the first time Car Girl was ever brought to my attention ever in life, okay? So yeah, she goes, oh, he has another girlfriend, da, 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 da. Her name is Blase Blase. I said, oh, really? I said, oh, really? Is that so? So I leave out this meeting. I'm fuming, and I'm very tunnel vision. I immediately started storming towards this guy's classroom because I'm like, one, you're not gonna get me in drama and then play in my face. Like, that's just not what's gonna happen. If you have a girl, just say that. Just say that. Like, it's really not that hard. I storm towards his classroom and I get over there and I see Twin. This is the same Twin from earlier. I see Twin and he looks at me and he gives me a look where it's like, girl, calm. Be calm. And I'm like, you know what? Just from that look, I'm like, you're right. So I walk by him and I look at him and I'm like, you're a bitch. I'm like, bro, you're a bitch. And I'm like, there's just no way. So I just walk away from him. I just storm. I go to my class, whatever. I'm just sitting there the whole day fuming. The next altercation that happened, like, before this next altercation even happened, this girl stayed talking crap about me. She was sending like a bunch of like messages. She was texting me on Snapchat a bunch of crazy stuff, and she was saying like, oh, I sent it to everybody, I didn't just send it to you, da 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 da, when it was 100% targeted towards me. She might as well have just added me, honestly. So, and it was not one of those, oh, if the shoe fits, wear it. Let me tell you something. If the shoe fits, I'm gonna lace it up and kick you in your chest. Because what do you mean if the shoe fits? Don't piss me off right now. So I'm like, okay, that's your second straw. That's your second straw there. I'm like, because, you know, one thing about me, I'm not going to go after somebody, like, too quick. Like, I'm not going to. So I'm like, you know what? Third time, a charm. I'll give you 3 chances before you really get me there. So I have another friend. I'm not going to say his name, but we're going to call him K. He comes to me. I'm sitting there with my other group of friends, not my girlies. I'm sitting there with another group of friends, and he comes to me, and he's like, oh, like, did you hear what Topper's saying? I said, what is the saying now? Like, what do you mean, did I hear what she's saying? This girl never stops saying stuff. Like, bro, it's bored. I'm bored. So she's like, oh, did you hear what Topper's saying? I'm like, no, enlighten me. He's like, oh, she told somebody to come to you and tell you that if you keep talking about her, she's gonna beat your ass. But he was like, I wanted to be the one to come and tell you that before somebody else comes and tells you, and you tweak out. I said, you a real friend. You a real friend, real bad. I said, you know what? Thank you, Kay. I appreciate you coming to tell me that. I really do. So I said, you know what? I've had enough. I was like, I've had enough. I'm going to beat her ass now. I was like, I've really had enough. So one thing about me, like, I have really good photographic memory. If you show me that schedule once, if I see that schedule once, I know exactly where you are for the rest of the year. So I knew where she was. So I laced up the Adidas Superstars. I'm telling you, I was cutting off the circulation to my ankle. Laced up the Adidas Superstars. Laced it up. Me and Kay, we go downstairs because her class was in the basement at this point. So we go downstairs, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have this girl up. Couldn't find this girl for the life of me. So the bell goes off, and I see my friends, my girls. I see them because their class was also in the basement. They're like, girl, you look cheese. Like, what happened? I'm like, bro, you wouldn't believe what this girl told friggin' next people to come tell me. Kay just told me, like, what she said, whatever. So I tell them, and they're like, oh, that's crazy. She's in credit recovery right now. I said, bet that. So, you know me, I stormed right up to credit recovery immediately, wasted no time whatsoever. And it just so happened that Car Guy's class was right beside hers at this point. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do something for dramatic effect. I go into Car Guy's classroom, and I'm like, yo, I'm going to get your bitch. Because what you're never gonna do is play with me. You're never going to play with me. So I go to her classroom, and the door is closed. Door is never closed in that classroom, because I had that class as well. Not for credit recovery, but I had it for a different course, but in that same classroom. That door never closed. Only time that door is ever closed is when she's in there, because half of the school hated that girl. You know how many times people ran up on her, and not even just me? Ridiculous. So I go to that classroom. I'm pounding on the door. Now, one of my favorite teachers answers the door. Love her so bad. I love her. And I'm like, miss, listen, you know that I love you, and I'm so sorry that I have to do this in your classroom, but I need homegirl to come out here. I need homegirl to come out of here now. And she's like, oh, Kiara, like, you know, you don't have to do this. And I said, miss, listen, I've been telling your supervisors and everything else about what's going on, and they don't want to deal with it, so I'm going to deal with it. So I'm looking at the girl, and I'm like, yo, come out here, bitch. Come out here. Come out here. Come out. Like, when I tell you guys, like, I'm pretty calm and collected now, but, like, when I was a teenager, I was on hots. I was ruthless. I didn't care about nobody's life. I didn't care about nothing. I didn't care about my own life. Like, I did not care. Like, anybody that wanted the smoke could get the smoke every day. So I was like, yo, come out here, bro. Stop ducking me. Come out here. You had a lot to say to so-and-so. Come say it to me yourself. Why are you always trying to go through so-and-so and go through social media and blah, 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 blah? Come tell me yourself. She comes to the door, and she's standing there, and I'm like, what did I tell you last time you were talking crap about me? What did I say to you? What did I say? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, I told you, if you run your mouth about me again, I'm going to punch you in it. That's what I'm going to do. If you want to run your mouth, I'm just going to punch you in your mouth. Like, it's simple. So she's like, oh, like, I never said that. Da, 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 da. I'm like, you see, every time I come to you, you say you never said it. You say, oh, I never said this. I never said that. When we know damn well you said it. Now, mind you, this whole time this altercation is going on and I'm cussing her off, I'm trying so hard not to laugh because this is where the topper name comes from that I gave her. This girl was for the streets. Like, when I say she was community, like, she was for the community. Like, she was doing charity work. Like, she was for everybody in the school. Every male figure, she was for them. She was just open territory. So there was this one guy, and he was like a little hood thug, you know, and he was behind me. Mind you, while I'm cussing her, half of the school is circled behind me because we're in a ghetto high school. They love the drama. Everyone wants to see what's going on. So half of the school is standing behind me, huddled around me. And this guy's like, he's in the back just going, Brainer! Man's in the back just yelling Brainer for no reason. It was so funny. And like, mind you, he's run up on her one time too, and he was literally disrespecting her in the hallway. It was on camera. I'm just trying so hard not to laugh. So the teachers that were in the classroom that I had ran up on her in, they called security and like principals and whatever, because in my school, like, my school was ghetto. Like, there was shootings in my school and all that kind of stuff, so we had hall monitors and security and that kind of stuff. So I see security coming, and security is like my dad. I love him down bad. I'll love him forever. Like, he's literally like my dad. So I seen him coming and I'm like, you know what, I have to get a hit on this girl before he grabs me out of here. So this girl, she's already backing up because she heard that they called security, so she's already backing up, and she's like, she's in reach of me, but she's still kind of far. So I swung at her and I missed her because she was already a distance away from me. So I swung at her and I missed her, and then the hall monitor came and grabbed me and like took me down the hallway and took me to the office. On my way, like on the way down to the office, I punched the out of my friend's locker. And honestly, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry that I beat your locker to a pulp. I'm really sorry. I punched the out of her locker, and I felt so bad because all I heard was that she go. I felt so bad, but honestly, I couldn't get my head off on this girl, so I had to get my head off on something. Something had to get hit. I go to the office, whatever, and it was a whole debacle. They ended up suspending me, I'm pretty sure, for like a day or two. I came back and nothing really happened for a little while, and then I'm pretty sure that was in grade 12 as well. So the cafeteria incident, the first incident, that was in grade 11, and then everything else was in grade 12. Boom, she started texting me on Snapchat, moving hot. She started texting me on Snapchat, moving hot and disrespectful. She's talking about, oh, when I see you, da 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 da, you're scary, blah blah blah, you don't ever want to fight me. Girl, every time I press you, you're in tears. You're literally standing in front of me crying, talking about, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. It wasn't me. I never said that. They're lying. So where's all this chest coming from? Where's all this chest coming from? I said, when I see you on Monday, make sure you have... Yeah, go ahead. So I literally said to her, I said, when I see you on Monday, you better have this same energy, because you don't, like, you're not like that for real. You better have this same energy. So Monday comes, and mind you, this girl had a bright pink JanSport bag. You can't miss the bitch. You literally cannot miss her. You can't miss her. Like, you see that bag, you know it's her. So it's like lunchtime, and I'm going towards the cafe with all my friends, whatever. And mind you, I'm already waiting for her all day. I'm already ready for her all day, because never was she gonna talk that much hops on the weekend and she's gonna come and cry in my face again on a Monday. No. So we're going towards the cafe. I turn the corner and I see the bright pink JanSport bag, and I'm like, oh. I said, oh. So I see her, and she's standing there talking to the same hall monitor that came and dragged me down to the office, whatever. But she's with somebody else. She's with a girl that I've never seen before, doesn't go to our school. I said, this is why you had so much chest, because you brought backup. This is why you had so much chest. Little do you know, we're 6 deep. We're 6 deep. The same group of friends I have now is the same group of friends I had in high school. We're 6 deep. 6 deep. 6 deep. You need more than one, I'm telling you, because I don't know what you brought her here. I don't know if you thought you brought her here to come jump me or what you thought that was, but it was never going to give that. Sorry, it was never going to give jumped. I'm so sorry to break it to you. It was never going to give that. I see her, and I start going towards her immediately. I was pretty much running. I was pretty much sprinting towards the girl, because I really wanted her at that point. Like, it was like, I need that. I need that. So I'm running towards her. My friends are grabbing me back, and they never grabbed me back before this. I don't know what they was up with, what they had going on that day. They never grabbed me back before that. So they're like, oh, like, it's too early in the morning. Da, 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 da. It was 11:30. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's lunch. It's half day. It's midday. They're like, oh, like, it's too early. Da, 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 da. Let's go get food first, and when we come back, you can beat her ass. I'm like, no, I want her now. I was like, no, I want her now. I want her right now. So, yeah, the hall monitor ended up bringing them both to the office, and he kicked them out of the school, because you can't just be bringing random people that don't go to the school into the school. Clearly, that's common sense. So he ended up kicking them out of the school and whatever. I never seen her again until the end of the day, because in my school we had night school. So the end of the day comes, and I'm at like cheer rehearsals, because me and my friends, we had brought back the cheer team that year. So we were in rehearsals because we had a performance coming up. We're in the caf, and I'm sitting beside my friend A, and she sees her. Me and her are both looking at the cafeteria door. We're just chilling there, sitting, drinking some water, looking at the caf door. I see the bright pink JanSport bag walk past the door, and she's still with the same girl. And mind you, this is after school. So she left and came back with the same girl to the school. So my friend looked at me, I looked at her, we hopped off the stage. We were out of there. We were on that. So we went towards her. By the time we got out of the caf, because the caf is pretty big, it's pretty long. So by the time we got out of the caf, she was already halfway up the stairs. So you know where we were? Up the stairs. We were right after her. So by the time we got up there, she was in the hallway talking to the janitor. Now, this janitor, she forgot her role. She forgot who she was, where she was meant to be. She forgot her job description. This janitor was always acting like she was a hall monitor or a principal. And mind you, I'm not the kind of people that's going to shame people. Oh, you're a janitor. You're less than. Never me. Me and TK were always friends with like janitors and like random people in the school. We were always friends with all administrative staff. This janitor can eat my ass. Eat my ass. I hate this janitor so bad. So she was standing there, and this girl knows, Topper, she knows every time I come for her, she goes straight to a teacher or a hall monitor or a principal or something, so that I can't touch her. She knows this. She goes to that janitor. So I see that she's standing there with the janitor. We just walk past her. We go to program. We go get water, snacks, whatever. We come back down to the caf. Then the principal comes in the caf with the janitor, comes straight towards me. I'm like, no. I said, no, I'm going to give it to them now. They're going to hear an earful from me right now. So they come, and the principal's like, oh, Kiara, like, Miss blah blah was telling me how you went upstairs to go fight a girl and da-da-da. I said, you're not wrong. But did I touch her though? That's the real question. Did I touch her though? No, I didn't. So I'm like, Miss, first of all, do not come to me about this girl again. That's it. I told you guys to deal with it. So now if I beat her ass, that's your guys' problem. Number two, you, miss. I'm talking to janitor. I say, you, ma'am. I don't know if you remember your job description, but your job description is to clean the washrooms, clean the classrooms, and clean the hallways. Why are you going to the principal and telling them that I'm trying to fight people? You need to remember your job description. And mind you, this is not even the first time that she's done this. This is multiple times, like, through the whole 4 years I was there, that she moves like she's a hall monitor or a principal. You're not on that hierarchy. I'm sorry to break it to you. I really am sorry. I will be the one to break it to you if I have to. If I need to say it to you for you to understand, then we'll do that. So I pressed the janitor right in front of the principal too. I said, miss, if you want to suspend me again for pressing your staff, you do that. Because honestly, I don't care anymore. You can suspend me 100 times if that's what you want to do. Yeah, I just ended up cussing everybody out. Honestly, the principals, the janitor, everybody had to get cussed. And then I just walked away and I left. I went home. Here's where the big stuff happens. I was just walking around my neighborhood. I think I was going somewhere. Why do I see her in my neighborhood? Topper. I see Topper in my neighborhood. Why? You don't live here. Why are you here? Come to find out, she moved. The girl that she had brought to the school to come fight me with her, that girl lives in my neighborhood. And guess who now lives in my neighborhood? Topper. She moved in with the girl at that time, and now she lived in my neighborhood as well. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? So I'm like, not only are you harassing me at school, but now you moved into my neighborhood. You're really cruising for that fucking bruising. But you know, in my mind, I was like, even better, because now she's right here. Now I can catch her every day if I need to. Now I can catch her literally every day if I need to. Wrong. I never seen her, like almost ever. I only seen her one time. And the one time I seen her, me and my mom were coming out of the parking lot, and she was literally walking right in front of us. So my mom pulled out of the parking lot. She was driving beside them. Then she skirted into somebody's driveway and parked directly in front of them so they couldn't get around us. I was gonna hop out. The door was already open. I was on that ass. The door was already open. My mom's like, no, stay in the car, because Topper was with her friend. My mom's like, it's a 2v1 right now. If TK was with you, I would have let you out the car, but she's not with you, and I'm not gonna watch you get jumped. So just keep it cute. I'm like, fine, I guess. So my mom looks at Topper and she's like, yo, listen, you've been fucking with my daughter. If I see you over here again, it's up for you. And let me tell you something about my mama. My mama is a thug. She might be white, she might be Caucasian, but my mama is the OG thug. If you ever ask me why I'm so aggressive and why I'm so on hots and I'm ruthless sometimes, I get it from my mother. My mother is a thug. My mother is a little thug, okay? She's not a thug, I'm joking. She is. So after that happens, me and my mom go about our merry way. Go to where, I think we were going grocery shopping. We went to wherever we were off to. And my mom gets a call from like a random number. Picks up. Hi, this is the Toronto Police Department. This is the who? This is the girl called the police on us and told the police that we were harassing her. Now, this is another reason why all the chances I had to lay hands on her, I did not, because I know she's a cop caller. It's literally always the girls that start the drama that are always the ones calling cops. Why? Just handle your fade. Just handle your fade. That's all you have to do. Just handle the fade and move on. That's it. So yeah, she called the cops on us, and the cops called and they're like, oh, you need to leave this person alone, da 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 da. My mom's like, listen, this girl's been harassing my daughter and blah 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 blah. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. Like, that's just it. And the girl went and moved into our neighborhood. Hello? And mind you, she knew that I lived there before she moved in. That ended up happening. We didn't even get in any trouble. Like, the police never came to my curb or nothing like that. They just told us to stay away from her. This is where the big stuff happens. So I didn't see her after that situation. I barely seen her for like months. Like, it was maybe 2-3 months before I heard anything about her. So what had happened was I had came to school late one day. I think I had come after school just to come pick something up, and then car guy was meant to be driving me home. Like, we were getting in the car because he was driving at the point and he was driving his mom's car. We were getting in the car and he was about to drive me home. We went to my neighborhood. We parked up like on the street and we were just sitting there talking, listening to music, vibing, laughing, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then we go and pull into our parking lot. While we're pulling in, somebody is pulling out. So I'm like, okay, cool. And like, I've lived in the hood long enough to know when to look for certain things. So we're pulling in, they're pulling out, and they're staring down the car the whole time. We park in my parking lot, my building. I look and they span back and came back into the parking lot. And I'm like, we're cooked. I'm like, we're cooked. So they park right beside us, like literally right beside us on his side, because he's on the driver's side, I'm the passenger seat. They park on the driver's side. And they rolled on the window and they're like, yo, whose car is this? Or they were like, oh, what are you guys doing? Or something like that, right? Like, oh, chilling, whatever. And then they're like, whose car is that? The car guy, he's like, oh, don't worry about it. You're not like that. I'm like, bro, you're not like that, bro. Are you slow? You're not like that. What do you mean don't worry about it? Nigga, just tell them who the car is. You're not like that for real. Like, you're not gonna protect us if these niggas get out of this car. So, mind you, it was wintertime, so car guy had gloves on. And in certain situations, gloves means it's up. You know what I mean? No fingerprints situation. So the guy in the other car sees that car guy's wearing gloves and he's like, oh, you're wearing gloves? Say that. What do you mean say that? Why would you say that? They reverse and block our car in. And there's a car on my side, so there's no getting out. There's literally no getting out from here. They're literally parked on the bumper of the car. So my first thought was, lock the doors. I told him, I said, lock the fucking doors. He locked the doors. They got out of the car. There was 2 of them. They got out of the car and they were pulling on the door handles. I'm sitting there and I'm looking out of the window and I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, who are you? I'm like, bro, I've lived here for so many years in my life. I've never seen you guys. And then I'm like, and mind you, my adrenaline was pumping. And when my adrenaline pumps, I'm reckless. I'm ruthless. I'm like, I don't care about my life. And at this point, I was so depressed too because of all this stuff that was going on in my life. And then plus I'm trying to get into college and uni and all that shit. So I'm like, I was already stressed and I didn't care about my life. I was like, you know what? I'm not letting nobody press me in my neighborhood. I'm like, you're not pressing me in my hood. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. I'm not a thug and I'm not affiliated, but you're not pressing me where I live. I'm sorry. You're not. So I'm like, hell no. I swing the car door open. I got out that month. I got out. I'm standing at my door. So they seen that I got out. So they came to my side. And they're like, oh, whose car is this? Whose car is this? I said, first of all, sir, who the fuck are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? I've never seen you in my life. He's talking about, oh, bitch, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, bitch. Da, 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 da. I'm like, sir, you're being very hostile. Like, he's like, oh, don't fucking worry about it. Don't matter. Da, 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 da. I said, whose fucking car is this? Because this looks like my boy's car. I'm like, I look at him. I'm like, what are you talking about, brother? I said, what are you talking about? I was like, this is his mother's car. This is Madre's car. What are we talking about? And he's like, nah, bro, it looks like my boy's car. Show me that. Show me that it's not my boy's car. Show me something. Show me registration or show me insurance or something that says it's his mom's car. And I'm like, what the and I'm still getting uppy with these. And mind you, it's two full big thug niggas. I'm like, I don't care. I do not care. I was like, I don't care. You're not pressing me in my neighborhood. I'm not just going to sit in the car and cry like a bitch. Like, I'm not going to do that. So I'm like, sir, like I just said, this is his mom's car. I'm not exactly sure who the f you think you are that you're going to press me in my damn neighborhood. It's not going to happen. And mind you, to this day, I never even told car guy this happened. Because mind you, this nigga was sitting in the driver's seat the whole time I'm outside of the car putting my life in danger. He's sitting in the driver's seat about to cry. The man's shaking like this. So I didn't even tell him what was really going on outside the car because he couldn't see what was going on. So what's it called? So I'm like, bro, I don't know why you think you're gonna press me in my neighborhood. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. So he's like, yo, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, nobody's talking to you. Da, 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 da. Pulls up his shirt, flashes a blicky at me. I'm like, mind you, I didn't even tell car guy this because I genuinely think if I ever would have told him this, even to this day, he doesn't know this. I think even if I would have told him this, bro probably would have bursted out into cartoon tears. You know how when cartoon characters, when they cry, the waterfall just comes shooting out of their eyes? I genuinely think that would have been him. I genuinely think he would have cried cartoon tears. Like, seriously. So I look at the guy lifts up his shirt, flashes a blick. I'm like, you thought you ate? I'm telling you, when my adrenaline pumps, I have no concept of life. I'm telling you, he could have took my life right there and I wouldn't have gave one fuck. I would not have cared. I was like, you're not scaring anybody. Like I just said, this is his mom's car and that's just what it is. It's not your boy's car. If your boy's car is missing, that's you and your boy's problem. Tell that man to go find his car. This is not his car. And he's like, oh, whatever. Da, 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 da. He got back in. They got back in their car. Yeah, because you're not pressing me, whatever. You're not pressing me, whatever. They got back in their car. And I got back in the car with him. I said, as soon as they moved from behind us, I said, go, bro, go now. So he reverses mad slow. No kind of speed going on. No kind of speed. And mind you, I called him car guy for a reason. This man, you know what? We're not even going to get into that. He reverses, no speed at all. Man just... And then he pulls this way and he stops right in front of my door. He's like, oh, are you gonna go inside or are you gonna stay with me? Sir, why would I go inside? Why would I go inside? Because then they're gonna know that I live here, number one. And then two, they're probably gonna chase you down and gun you down in the car if I'm not with you. Like, they're more likely to gun you down than they are me. So I'm like, there's just no way. I'm like, bro, go back to the school. Go back to the school. We had just come from the school. Like, we were literally, it was probably like 4 p.m. at this point. Like, broad daylight, these guys are doing this. So I'm like, go back to the school. He speeds off. He speeds out of my parking lot and he goes back to the school, whatever. Because I'm like, I know my friends are still there because we had like an after school program. So I'm like, I know my friends are still there. So we go there, they're there, and as soon as I see my friends, I just bursted into tears. I think the adrenaline and everything had ran out, and I just bursted into tears because I was like, bro, I could have been dead. Like, I would have never seen my friends again. Like, over what? So I call my mom because my phone was down, his phone was down. So I call, as soon as I get to my friends, I use TK's phone and I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, this is what just happened. Da, 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 da. My mom was all the way out in Markham. And she's like, I'm like, Mom, this is what happened. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What should we do? She's like, go to the office, tell the principal to call the police. I'm like, okay. So we go to the office, the principal calls the feds, whatever. And the whole time I'm in the office trying to talk to the feds, trying to tell them what happened. I'm trying to tell the principals what happened. I'm trying to tell everybody what's happened. Bro, car guy is sitting beside me, bawling his eyes out. I'm like, are you dead ass? I'm like, are you dead ass? So like this whole situation, I had to really be the man and really step up and like really defend us for real and protect us, because bro, he was not gonna do anything. Like if it was really up to him, he would be dead and so would I. Mind you, you guys are probably thinking, what the hell does this have to do with the girl? Honestly, when this first happened, I didn't think this had anything to do with her. It didn't register in my brain that, oh, maybe she set us up. That it never registered in my brain ever. So I'm talking to the police and whatever. My mom comes and my mom is fuming. My mom is fuming when she comes in the door. My mom busts right into the office. She busts right into the principal's office. She's like, bro, I've been telling you guys. She's like, bro, Kiara and everybody has been telling you guys about this girl, and you guys are gonna wait until these kids get killed for you guys to do anything about the girl. And I'm like, what is she talking about? My mom's like, clearly this girl set you guys up, clearly. And I'm like, I never even thought about that. So then the cops show up and they put us in like interview rooms, and car guy's parents are there, my mom is there, my brother's there, whatever. So they put us into interview rooms and whatever, and they're like, oh, like, have you been having problems with anybody? Like, do you think this was a random attack, or like, have you been having problems with anybody recently? We have been having problems with this one girl, and yeah, this is what's been going on, blah, blah, blah. So they said, okay, we're gonna go talk to her at some point. And then they put me in the back of a squad car, and they made me do like a interview on camera to like get my statement or whatever. And yeah, and then they left. I guess they went to go talk to her, and then everyone just went home. We went home. That's what happened. And then the next day, car guy got a message from the girl. And mind you, a crucial part of this thing is our ages. This girl is 18. Me and car guy are 17 at the time. Anything involving this case, the police and the principals are not allowed to tell her anything because we're minors. They're not allowed to tell her nothing. No specifics. Okay, so she texts him the next day, and she's like, oh, the cops came to my house last night and asked me about you and Kiara and da-da-da-da. And she was like, they told me something happened, but that they weren't allowed to share information with me and blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, I never sent no 2 guys in a white car to come after you guys. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? How do you know that? How do you know that? Literally nobody around us knew what happened other than my best friends, and they're not gonna tell her that. And our other friend, I'm just gonna call him Jesh. Nobody knew what happened. Nobody knew what happened. How did you get that information? The police and the principals are not allowed to tell you that. How did you get that information? So that as soon as she said that, I'm like, she is the one that set us up. I said, if it wasn't clear before, it's 110% clear now. I'm like, there's absolutely no way. So from that point on, I'm like, yeah, if I ever see homegirl, it's up for her. And mind you, I've only seen her twice since then, and that was in 2019. She got expelled. She wasn't allowed to come back to our school no more. So I never seen her. I only seen her one time after that, and I seen her at like a Shoppers parking lot one time, and I was with my mom, and my mom's like, no, like, don't do it. When I tell you I was already halfway out the car with my Pepsi cup in my hand, I was going to dash it at her dome piece. I was going to dash it at her, because don't ever set me up in my neighborhood, broad daylight, when my brother could be walking home from school, where my brothers lay their head to rest. You have people running up on me in my building, dog, in my place of residence. Are you crazy? So yeah, that's why, like, I'm always like, bro, if I ever see homegirl, like, it's really up for her. I don't care if I'm 30. I don't care if I'm 73. If I ever see that girl, I want my lick back. I don't care. I want my lick back. Because never are you gonna traumatize me and send people to come and do this and that, and think you're just gonna walk away and things are gonna be cool. I don't care if I'm 95. I want that. I need that. Like, I need that. So it's like, I don't care about all this. Like, people always say, oh, like, Kiara, you know, it was so long ago, you know, you need to mature. Like, you need to let things go. You can't hold a grudge forever. Who can't hold a grudge forever? Who can't? Because I know 110% I can. I can. Especially for a situation like that. I can hold that grudge till I die. You don't know me. You really don't know me. I never heard anything about her after that up until recently. She followed me on TikTok. Are you insane? And honestly, shorty, if you're watching this, I wish you nothing but bad luck. I hope you get nothing in your life. I literally hope you become a bum, like, genuinely. And I don't know why you thought, like, oh, just because it's been a few years, like, things are cool and you can just add me on TikTok. Sorry, that's not the case. That's just not the case. it'll never be cool. Nothing will ever be good with us, and I wish you nothing but bad luck. As a matter of fact, if you're watching this, unfollow me now. Unfollow me right now. Because why did you think that was cute? Why did you think that was going to be a thing? Don't irritate me. I think everybody's seen me going to hell and back during those years of my high school experience. If you guys went to high school with me, I was going through it. I was going through it. People were trying to have me knocked off over a man. Like, trying to have me packed over a man is absolutely diabolical. Packed up over a man? Absolutely insane. Insane. But yeah, that is what happened. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if I got a little hot. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry if I got a little excited, a little yelling and all this other stuff. That whole situation just still pisses me off to this day. As much as, you know, I'll be like, oh yeah, no, I've let it go. I actually don't think I can ever let that go, because the disrespect was absolutely insane. The disrespect was insane. With that being said, if you guys want to see other like storytime videos, I would love to do them for you. I have a very unserious, chaotic life, and I do have a lot of stories that can be told. So if you guys like the storytime videos, just let me know and I will do more of them. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to follow me on anything else, all my socials are in the description, including my Twitch, which I do gameplay streaming on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love, peace, and tranquility. Mwah.
Doesn't make sense now. Shit just got real, things are getting into